If you're preparing for your Kira Talent interview, here's something that most applicants don't realize. You're not being judged on how smart you sound. You're being graded against a hidden scoring rubric that schools will not share. Today, I'll break down how Kira Talent's scoring system works, what assessors are looking for, how your responses are rated, and the 5 core areas that separate strong answers from weak ones. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Caitlin, an Oxford MBA and admissions consultant who has helped hundreds of students win interviews and offers to attend all of the top business schools in the world. Most applicants think that schools review their Kira videos and then just get a feeling about you. But here's the truth. Every school using Kira has access to a customizable scoring rubric. Inside Kira, reviewers see a structured interface that lists out competencies that they are grading you on. Things like communication style, leadership, and problem solving. Each one of those competencies has descriptions for what a top score looks like versus a weak one. In other words, there's no guessing. You're literally being rated on a 1 to 5 scale across skills. So what are those skills? While every university can tweak them, here's what's on almost every Kira rubric, which is coming directly from Kira's own documentation. Number 1 is communication and clarity. This is a big one. It's all about how well you can structure your ideas. The top performers will organize their ideas with clear openings, transitions, and conclusions. I teach my students 3 frameworks: STARL, buckets, and 2-part. And these work because they help make your responses automatically more coherent. Number 2 is leadership and initiative. They're looking for ownership here. Do you show that you take action, solve problems, and motivate others? Even if you are early on in your career, you should use examples that show that you made a process better or you led a small team effort. Number 3 is problem solving and critical thinking. Assessors rate how logically you approach challenges. So when you give examples, don't just say what you did. Talk about how you thought about it. What trade-offs did you make? What was your rationale and your lessons learned? All of those points are included in the STARL framework that I teach my students. Number 4 is fit and motivation. This is where the admissions committees want you to sell them on their program and why it's the perfect fit for you. You'll have to demonstrate a deep knowledge of their program because most Kira assessments are going to ask the question, why our program? If your answers reflect a clear direction and genuine connection to the program you're applying to, you will earn high marks for fit and motivation. I tell my students to do in-depth research on the program's curriculum so that they can name 1 to 2 courses they actually want to take. I tell them to go read the faculty pages and look at their bios and be able to name 1 to 2 professors that you want to interact with. And I tell them to go a step even further than that and read the professor's research so that you could connect their research interests to your career goals in your answers. I also tell them to go do research on student clubs and talk about which ones they'd like to join when they're there. I tell them to look at the research centers and the programs within those centers and find workshops and annual conferences that they would like to join. Number 5 is your professional presence. This is how you appear on camera, and it's communicated through your tone, your body language, such as your eye contact, your posture, your gestures, your facial expressions. And so we're not looking for perfection. We're looking for composed, natural, and confident. Each competency can be weighted differently by the university. For example, one university might prioritize communication and leadership, while another might prioritize problem solving and fit. Reviewers typically score each category on a 1 to 5 scale, where 5 means exceptional mastery and 1 means minimal demonstration. Remember also that multiple reviewers will evaluate your responses. One school might break down the different categories and weight them like this: communication 30%, leadership 25%, problem solving 20%, fit 15%, professionalism 10%. Now, the school's rubric isn't going to be public, but knowing these categories can clue you into what you should be thinking about as you're preparing, which is a perfect segue into our next section and how you can use this information to your advantage. Now you know how Kira scores you. Here's how to turn that knowledge into results. Number 1 is structure every answer. You want to use one of my 3 frameworks, STARL, buckets, or 2-part, to make your responses easy for your listener to follow. Structure alone can push your communication score up. Number 2 is lead with impact. So when you tell a story, be sure that you can clearly articulate the results and the lessons you learned. This will show that you can see the bigger picture. Number 3 is share your thinking. So when you are faced with a problem solving or hypothetical question, you should say what you're thinking out loud. Admissions committees love to see that kind of logic and composure under pressure. This lets the admissions committees understand the pathways that you take in your mind to reach those conclusions. Number 4, reveal your why. Tie your goals and motivation to real life experiences. Make your answers very personal. This is going to show your fit, and it's something that I'm constantly coaching my students on doing in their responses. Number 5, practice on camera. Record yourself responding to mock Kira questions. This is where you want to look for eye contact, pacing, and natural energy. Those are subtle clues that the admissions committees are looking for and will subconsciously reward. Some quick don'ts. Number 1, don't memorize speeches. You'll sound robotic. Unless, of course, your school gives you one of the Kira questions ahead of time. In that case, you would treat that question like a pre-recorded video essay, where you practice and practice and practice so much that when you actually do give it in the moment, it's going to sound natural. Second, don't over-rehearse hand gestures. That's gonna feel unnatural. Third, don't give generic examples. They won't map to any competency and they won't show your fit. And finally, don't ignore the timer. Rushed endings will lower your clarity score, and it's gonna make it look like you can't control the time that they do give you. You're not being graded on perfection. You're being graded on how clearly and confidently you can communicate your authentic story. So next time you face a Kira question, don't think, oh, I hope I sound smart. Think, how do I show clear communication, leadership, problem solving, fit, and professionalism all through my own story? That's how you will rise to the top of the scoring rubric. If you want to practice using the exact frameworks that I teach my consulting clients, including sample Kira questions and answers, then you can look at my Kira Talent Prep Kit. I've linked to it in the description. And if you want to go deeper, then subscribe. I give weekly tips on graduate school admissions strategies. See you in the next video.